What's up, everybody? I am Tristan Bunn. Do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, like the video, tell your friends about it. We're here talking football all season long. The defending national champions, the Ohio State Buckeyes, took care of business against the Texas Longhorns in a defensive matchup against two really great teams. I think even though Texas lost, I think they're a really good football team. They're obviously going to be there in the end. The Arch Manning hype train got brought down to earth a little bit, as it should have been. I was never one of these guys that was like hammering the drum, Arch Manning, Heisman. You don't know. We really got to see these guys play. The last name does a lot. Obviously, he's been athletic in the spurts we've seen him. He struggled against Ohio State. I think you'll see some people talk about the game and maybe be like, Arch Manning's awful. It was all him. He's a disaster. What are they going to do? He's a butt. Like, I'm not going to overreact to his first start, essentially, at Ohio State, a tough environment against probably the best team in the country, because Ohio State looked magnificent. They looked great. They're not perfect. It's first week of the season. What I really want to talk about with Arch, the part that just stood out to me, because I do think, even though I just said I don't want to write him off and act like he's done, he's a bust. Obviously, that's crazy. But he did have a really tough time. How he develops is going to be what determines what kind of season Texas has. And I was okay with his struggles through the game. I was like, yeah, he's not really delivering, but give him time. This is the one I can't get over. I'll try to show it. It's third down at the 50, essentially, like a minute and a half on the clock. You're down by 7. You have to have a touchdown. It's this drive. Earlier on the drive, he completed a great pass to his tight end, I think, down the left sidelines. Awesome throw. Much more difficult throw than this. 3rd and 5, got to have it. And you have a guy come wide open on like a slant, drag, whatever he was on, coming across the middle, wide open, and Arch Manning just can't put the ball where he needs to put it. And it's incomplete. And then, go for it and don't get it on 4th down. But that was not only a conversion, he was going to catch it and keep running, maybe get to the 40, who knows, 30. Well, they're athletes. They can make anything happen. That was really a point, an opportunity to grab and say, we can come back and we can win this game. Missing that throw was really when I raised my eyebrows and was like, oh man, this is not what you want to see if you're a Texas fan. But give the kid time. Obviously, a lot of growing pains, a lot of development left. I think Texas will be okay. But the other side of the coin for Texas, besides Arch Manning, is Steve Sarkisian. This is something that I've thought about, and I've heard other people mention. It's not like a secret, but I would hear people constantly rave about Steve Sarkisian, rave about what an amazing coach he is. And he is. Okay, I'm not dunking on him here. But it is apparent and hard to ignore his struggles in big games at this point. They're real. They have been for a while. So I just went and looked while he was at Texas. Sarkisian is 1-6 against top 5 opponents since he's been at Texas. His one win came 2023 when they went to Tuscaloosa and beat Bama. That was impressive. Lost to Bama in 22, lost to TCU in 22. They lost to Washington in the in the semifinal in 2023, and then in 2024 lost to Georgia in the regular season, lost to Georgia in the SEC championship game, and then lost to Ohio State in the playoffs. Ohio State was ranked 6th, but you understand the metric. I said against top 5 teams, but that's a playoff game. That's his biggest spot. So in these top 5 matchups or against these top tier opponents in big games, he has not delivered. And it's not like there's just been different circumstances that you can explain. In a lot of those games, it is kind of him getting tight and the play calling not living up to the standard. It feels like he gets outcoached. He definitely got outcoached Saturday against Ohio State. Ohio State's defense threw a ton at Arch Manning, as they should have. Matt Patricia doing an excellent job there. I know we especially on my channel, we make fun of Matt Patricia a lot because we're an NFL show and we know how his career has gone because of Belichick and all those issues. But he's a great defensive coordinator and he delivered. He had Arch struggling. He had that Texas offense struggling. When you're a top 3, a top 5 coach in the nation, you can't constantly come up short in these big games. Like I said, that Bama win in 23 was impressive, really good. But, and in Tuscaloosa. But then you lost to him at home before. You lost to TCU. You lost to Washington. Kalen DeBoer, who we're going to talk about. And come on, That's not looking great. You lost to Georgia twice, Ohio State, and then Ohio State again this year. So he's actually 1-7 because I wasn't even counting this game. So that's an issue. The problem is we're in this point in the college football landscape where it's like, what do you do? It's not like there's other coaches you can go out there and grab that are going to come in and win these top 25 matchups. Like Sark's a great coach, but that's something that just you can't keep ignoring. It has to be addressed at some point. And it is a cloud hanging over Texas, hanging over Sarkisian. He has to win one of these big time matchups. He has to. And not just win, like a lot of these games, he kind of got beat. Like both the Georgia games last year, I know they were competitive, but Georgia outclassed them. OSU last year, it was closer than the score, but like OSU outclassed them. Washington got close at the end when it shouldn't. Washington was kind of owning them. Those Bama games in 22 and 23 were close. It's an issue. It's a problem. And today the score, 7 points, but it felt from pretty early on that Ohio State was the more physical, more prepared, better coached football team. Probably with a better quarterback. That's how it seemed on the field today, which is crazy. So I don't know what the remedy is. I don't know what the cause is, why that continues to be an issue for Sark, but they got to figure it out. On the other side, didn't talk much about Ohio State because you got a lot left to see. It's clear they're one of the best teams in the country. Ryan Day finally silenced all the critics. They're going to go on another run. They're an incredibly well-coached, physical, intelligent football team, and they got the win today. Both these teams are probably going to be in the picture later.